All right, back for another live beer review. It's been, man, like 3 months at least. And the last time I did a live beer review, I was joined by these two exact individuals. The first individual is Lee Russell of the now defunct Hoagley's Beer Reviews. Never coming back. Stop asking, never coming back. But he does host a movie podcast called the They Must Be Destroyed on Site. Links in the description box in the form of YouTube, Podbean, and Apple iTunes for his podcast. Awesome podcast. If you like movie podcasts, I highly recommend it. So
it will tickle your ear pussies.
A little bit, just a little bit. So what's going on, Lee?
Not much. About to have myself a beer here, and yeah, I'm a fan of this video production. Thanks for having me.
It's not really a production of any sort, but kind of a little bit. I'm just happy that you're not trapped in the cellar like you were yesterday, because that was unfortunate. But at least you were cool, right? Hanging out with spiders.
Yeah, there's some big fucking spiders down there.
Yeah, dude, they fucking love the basement. Not a good time. And the other guy that we're joined by, he's a member, and it is Nick Lowe of Maxwell Starr's Beer Review. What's up, Nick?
Yes, I imagine I'm a pretty large member in this chat right now.
Huge.
These aren't small hands either. All right, yeah. I'm not doing too bad. Thanks for asking.
Sweet. So, what's up?
What's up? What's up with me?
I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Oh, okay. You forgot to say that I was Maxwell Starr from Maxwell Starr's Beer Review.
I said Maxwell Starr's Beer Review.
I did not call you Nick.
Yeah, I called you Nick. I'm calling you Maxwell Starr, bro. Come on.
All right,
let's settle down. Anyway, we reviewed what beer did we review last time? Was the Liettes from
I think
Two Crows.
From Two Crows, right? So today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from the Spindrift Brewing Company out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is their Abyss Black Lager. That's right, Paul.
Into the abyss.
Paul, no New England style IPAs, no pastry stouts, no crazy hop sours, a frickin' Schwarzbier, a black lager. And this comes in at 4.8% alcohol by volume, 25 IBUs according to their website. And as far as freshness goes, here's the crazy thing is, Lee sent me this beer as part of a beer haul, which is also a link in the description box, but back in May. And my can is fresher than the one that Lee is currently drinking. His is from sometime in October. Mine is from January 2nd, and Nick's is from March.
I have a speculation of why mine's so old, too, because I remembered back in the day when we were planning to do this, I was like, oh, shit, I got to grab one of these really soon because it's going to be out of season, because it's basically sort of like their fall, winter, seasonal, some bleeds into spring a little bit, I guess. So I went to the NSLC, my local. This was the last one on the shelf, the very last one.
Wow.
And I assume maybe it like fell behind the shelf or something, and someone found it and just stuck it up there. I think is probably what happened.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, I wonder?
Oh, I don't know. They're nice people at my NSLC. They're all good people. They use their left and right indicators when they drive, I'm sure.
Well, the thing is being a Schwarzbier, obviously, when it comes to beers, fresher is usually better, but it should have really not a huge effect on what we're tasting. But basically, they're calling this on the side, a traditional German-style Schwarzbier, combines a layered malt profile and balanced background. They're using German Hersbrucker and Magnum hops. Then they have tasting notes that I don't care about. And so the ingredients are water, malt, hops, and yeast. Like I said, it's a black lager, so we're going to crack it open. I'm going to use my Silversmith fucking huge glass here because the best black lager I've probably ever had was the from North America anyways, probably the Silversmith one. What is it, like $48 for a 22-ounce box?
Yeah, if they're on sale that day.
Yeah. But, so I'm actually I gave Paul shit here at the beginning of the broadcast because I have been reviewing a lot of crazy stuff, but it's nice to just be drinking a black lager, like just a nice easy drinking lager should be good. But anyway, fucking giant head on mine.
Yeah,
everybody's. This pours out like a deep murky brown color with some ruby red hints across the sides of the glass, like a straight up light tan, almost khaki colored, like 17 finger head. Looks very creamy.
Yeah, it puts on a big head, but I mean the aroma still comes through really strong.
Oh, yeah, a lot of roasty, toasty goodness out of this one.
Bits of chocolate coming off of that.
Yeah,
Maybe a hint nutty or something.
definitely the nuttiness. I'm picking up on that for sure. A little bit like caramel, toffee, like underlying notes, like very subtle, but there definitely has like a spun sugar, like caramelized sugar kind of thing going to it.
Yeah.
Maybe a hint of like almost like a metallic or earthy note, subtle floralness.
Yeah. The German hops, they're those subtle sort of herbal and earthy kind of German hops in there. So
Yeah,
it's really going to enhance those roasty flavors and such.
And yeah, when you said herbal, like I'm getting a slight like spiciness to it, like generic spiciness from the herbaceousness. But anyway, let's get Lee's just fucking taking it to the head. But anyway, cheers everybody. Let's get into it.
Cheers.
That's what I expect out of a black lager, man.
It's definitely a solid one.
Yeah, the thing I like about this and what it became my go-to for when it's available. It's got all the punch of a stout flavor-wise, but it is like what black lagers are supposed to be. It's still very light in drinking, and most commercial black lagers that I've had have not had that sort of abundance of flavor. Like it's been much more balanced. Like the flavor was muted, and the body was watery. And I'm like, I'm not too into that.
Yeah, I mean, for a 4.8% beer, this is like a nice solid medium body. I mean, there isn't like a substantial thinness or watery character to it. And what I really like about this is more so than even the nose, I'm getting more of like chocolate, more like a chocolate malt or like a baker's chocolate.
Like dusty cocoa or something.
Like not confectionery chocolate, like not a milk chocolate or even like a sweeter dark chocolate. This is more
like semi-sweet, like a semi-sweet chocolate, like a baker's chocolate, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Also find like the body on it, it's nice and soft, soft with like a little bit of crisp finish to it. It's very nice.
That's the thing. There's a well-balanced. It's very well balanced between the soft, like smooth character of the mouthfeel, but also there is a crispness there. You know what I mean? It has enough carbonation to know it's a beer, but also the finish and the mouthfeel itself does have a softness and smoothness to it. It has a great balance. One of the better balanced mouthfeels that I've had recently, period. So I really like it. I really like there's a big malt, not a big malt, a nice malt sweetness, but then it's kind of that earthiness and that like herbal component on the finish kind of cuts that sweetness, makes it infinitely more drinkable for me. Like I can pound probably 7 billion of these.
Yeah. Thing I noticed, probably due to the age of mine, the carbonation is a little bit lower than what I remember it usually being. So I don't quite have that crispness on mine that you guys are probably experiencing.
Yeah, I mean that's what Nick mentioned. It's not like, I'd still say like it's not like probably average carbonation for this beer. It might have dropped off a little bit, but there is still enough there that I enjoyed anyway. But I do think if I had your can, I think it would work well too. I mean, it's nice to have, but having a nice smooth black lager, soft.
Yeah, in the crispness, it's almost like a subtle lemony tart, and what's that?
You're picking up on a lemony tartness, Nick? Is that what's going on?
Well, it's not so much. It's more like metallic. It's right there in the finish, along with the earthy hops that are lingering on the finish. It's not sour.
A little bit of a twang of some sort.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit, like a little bit of a twang. See, it's kind of intertwining with like the earthiness and like that herbal spiciness that it kind of gets lost for me. But I can definitely see what you're saying about it for sure. But it's I mean, it's a black lager. You're not going into these thinking this is going to be like the most complex beer you're ever going to drink. You want some nice chocolate. You want a nice balance between sweetness and the bitterness. You want a nice, easy drinking, smooth body, and this one delivers. I mean, there's not.
Oh, yeah. It's like you said, it's not super complex, but it goes down super easy.
Yeah, I mean, having Silversmith's Black Lager in comparison, I don't think that is much better, if any better than this, and certainly at the price point, fuck them. I mean,
yeah, it's a lot cheaper than what do you call it?
For sure. Before we get into our final thoughts and ratings and everything, Lee, if you want to hit the comments.
Yeah, we got a few here. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews says, yay, yay.
Yay.
Hey, yeah.
Bumpy Road Brewery says, there you are. Get those 3D glasses ready.
Oh, boy. What's up, Jesse? Jesse's a, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. Jesse's a home brewer. I think he's in, let's say, where are you, Jesse? In Rhode Island? Is that all we got?
No. I just heard like the robot voice for a second there, so I was like, oh, just checking back to see if everything froze on me.
maybe it was my shit.
Might have been. Chris on the 10th says, hi, guys. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Dickie's Beer Review says, you need a spoon for it? I can't get into those thick beers or stouts. No, you don't need a spoon for this one. It's not thick at all.
No, it's like medium to medium low bodied. I mean, it drinks like a lager should, but it has a little bit. It has a nice like creaminess, smoothness to the mouthfeel, but it's not thick at all.
We have someone named Stoneyard Vineyards in here saying hi to Bumpy. Ashley Sexton.
What did Ashley Sexton say?
He says those dehusked Carafa special malts can add a twangy flavor on the back, and he would know.
All these fucking homebrewers. I love it, though. Yeah, Stoneyard is a homebrewer. Yeah, actually, I think Stoneyard's like half an hour away from where I live in New York, and obviously Ashley homebrews. So, yeah, I mean, this is good beer. I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
Bumpy asks, has Schwarzenegger already been used as a name for this beer style? I kind of doubt it. I think he'd probably sue.
I would think that Schwarzenegger would be a great name for a Bock. I'll be Bock.
Yeah, I'll be anyway. I've seen I'll be Bock. I've actually seen that at a couple of breweries.
He could easily, if he wanted a Schwarzenegger branded beer like celebrities tend to do sometimes, he could easily steal that name and buy it up and just put whoever is already doing that out of business like quickly.
Oh yeah. You just need to latch onto a brewery, and there'd be a lot of themed beers that he could do. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, it could be him and Stone. It'd be Ewert's favorite beer. Redbeard says, cheers all. Hello, Redbeard. And that's it for comments.
What be going on, Vietnam?
You mean what be going down, right? That's what he says.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, so Nick, final thoughts, rating out of 5. Even though that's the best thing about having you guys on here. Out of 5, you've been used to basically your YouTubing career. Yeah,
I have to conform to the rest of beer too because we've been all the trailblazers the whole time.
We're untapping it.
We're untapping. We're untapping and off the hook. You know what? I like this. This is actually really smooth, really easy to drink. For the price, it's a very solid beer. But even when you compare it to like real German black lagers or Schwarz beers, this really stands up. I can't complain whatsoever out of it, so I'm gonna get a 4.25 out of 5.
Jesus, I did not expect that, man. That's great. How about you, Lee?
As far as style goes, it conforms right to style pretty much perfectly. Honestly, I think it's better than a lot of the black lagers I've actually had from Germany. But those have all been either from Germany or in Europe someplace. Most of them have been the sort of more commercialized, thinner on the flavor examples. This one gives you full flavor for the style, and it's really nice and smooth, easy to drink. Gives you enough flavor where, on a nice fall day or something like that, this is kind of like a perfect beer for that because it's not going to fill you up too much, but at the same time, lots of flavor. And I'm going to end up with a 4.5 out of 5 for myself.
Whoa.
Regress. Yeah, no, that's I'm not surprised. I know you're a fan of this one. I'm going straight up 4 out of 5. I mean, I'm with you guys. If I did it to style, if I rated this would be 4.5, 4.75. It'd be up there. As far as personal enjoyment, 4 out of 5. I mean, this is just as good as any like authentic German style black lager I've ever had. Probably tied with Silversmith as far as the best black lager I've had from North America. What was the price point on it for both of you, if you guys remember?
It's 3 something for a can.
I can't remember.
I want to say like around somewhere between like 340 to 370 a can, something like that.
And remember, that's Canadian, so that's like 17 cents American. So great deals. It's Ron J deals all day. No, but that's like. All right, so go ahead. 390.
Yeah, 390 here. Sorry.
Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, like it'd be like 250 to 275 a can, depending where you are, and that's a good price for a very well executed German style black lager. I mean, like you guys said, there's nothing. I give it a 4 out of 5. Right? I'm like, there's nothing really I want more out of it. Maybe maybe a little bit more complexity. But then again, this I don't really need that from this style, right? I will say that this would go down way better in the fall or even winter time, like you were saying, Lee. Is this a fall seasonal? Is that what this is?
Yeah, I think they start making it either fall or winter, somewhere in between there, and it runs basically till about spring, and then they take her off the shelves.
Nice. Yeah. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, my can's dated March 27th, so I imagine that's like around the end of its run for last year.
Yeah, it might be like the whole fall winter. It starts early fall and goes throughout the winter and then stops around spring, which this should be year round. I mean, you can easily, clearly we're drinking in the middle of summer where it's balls out hot out and we're enjoying it. It's an appropriate black lager. I'm enjoying it. We all enjoyed it. 4.25 from Nick, 4.5 from Lee, 4 from me. Good beer. If you guys are anywhere in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick and you see this, I'd highly recommend it, especially if you like the style. Damn good beer. So one more check of comments and we'll shut it down, fellas.
All right. Ashley Sexton says, it's not a Tuma, it's a Pilsner.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could have so many fucking good beer names, really.
Yeah. We got Jamie from Basement Beer Reviews here saying, truly the best of brew tubes right here.
Well, two of us are anyway, right?
Oh, is he talking about the comment section, or is he talking about us on the panel?
I think Jamie might be hammered right now. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's probably out of his mind. Probably delusional. Maybe getting the delirium tremens.
Just like Greg.
All the puns. Continuous.
Stoneyard Vineyards. He says he lives in Cheekta, Vegas.
Yeah, Cheekta, Vegas. Cheekta Wagga? Is that like Nortan and Wanda? Yeah, he lives. He's like about 25 minutes, half an hour to the south of me. I'm in Nortan and Wanda.
So Bumpy says, sadly, the best black lager I've had was from New Belgium.
I could see a big brewery doing a good black lager though, just because a lot of those breweries do lagers well. Like that, if there's one, there's lager and ales, right? But as far as lagers, it's usually, the bigger breweries that can pull it off. They have the means to, and so
it's more of a traditional thing with the big breweries, though. It's like we've always made pale, flavorless lagers. Why would we change? We might make like a something that's trending really well with craft breweries, but we're not going to make a black lager because hardly any craft breweries really do that, and it's not like a big style that's in demand. So
that's the one thing I do like about black lagers, though. If you're craving a stout or a porter, it's basically that, but just a little bit thinner and a little bit less intense. It's like if you want a sessionable stout is what I look at it, like a black lager, honestly. Yeah. And most of the time, it just, hits the spot. So.
Mm-hmm. And finally, on the 10th says, what's the beer next week? Fuck you, Chris.
So the beer next week is potentially a beer from McKellar called Resting Brewface.
Oh.
And it might be with Chris from over on the 10th.
Oh, really?
And Peter from the Clueless Drinker. So
God.
We'll see. We'll see what can happen. It's going to be an absolute shit show because both of those people are terrible at beer tubing. I'm much worse, but they're still pretty bad. Should be
pretty sure Peter's a sexual deviant.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm afraid to have him on my channel. I had him on here once with Elvis Juice of all things, and he behaved himself. But come on.
I mean, I'm just a deviant in general, but and you seem okay with having me on your channel, so I don't know about.
Yeah, I draw the line at Greg. Is pretty much what happens. Greg and Redbeard.
He really is kind of like a he's the barrier. You don't want to pass that.
No, once you let Greg in, your channel just fucking
measuring stick.
Yeah, it's not a great time. But I appreciate all the people that left comments and showed up. I do appreciate. I don't know what were we at as far as people viewing. Were we anywhere close?
We got 9 right now. 9.
Oh, that's cool. I did not expect that many. I don't have a lot of subs, so appreciate everybody stopping by. And huge thanks to Lee for not only sending me this beer, but reviewing it. I brought him out of retirement twice, just not on his channel, on my channel, which is awesome. And Nick, appreciate you. I'm glad you were able to get the beer.
Don't ever say it that way. Lee will never be on your channel again if you make him think.
That's all right. It's all right. It's the pro wrestling retirement. There's always one more match.
Yeah, he comes out.
Come back here for the grudge match, like the Undertaker or something.
He's basically like the recent Undertaker, like one match a year. That's Lee. Sometimes two, you can get him at SummerSlam and WrestleMania, so it happens.
I'm starting to feel like the fucking Undertaker too at this point.
But I'll always invite Lee back if he can get a beer and I want to do a review and he's down for it. Always welcome back. Same thing with Nick. Trying to get more guys on here. I just so happened to have these beers that Lee sent to me, and Nick could get a few of them, and Lee was up to review them, so we did. I don't have any more left from the beer mail that Lee sent to me. I have one, actually. Fuller's Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
That's going to be a special review. Now, if for some reason it shows up again and Lee gets it by the time I review it or something, he's more than welcome to. We could have a little bit of a party here. Maybe Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, a couple other people. Have a good time.
That'd be a happy circumstance, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But that's the only beer I have left. All the other ones I've either reviewed or did a dual live review with these guys. So. Anyway, gonna shut it down. So thanks to everybody in the comments. Thanks to Lee. Thanks to Nick. Appreciate you guys. Ruining my channel. That's what, I ruined my channel, but you guys ruined. But we're gonna shut it down. And again, hopefully see you guys next week. The plan is to do a couple more live reviews the rest of this month. Nick and I are planning to do a beer from Bellwoods potentially. Don't know whose channel it's gonna be on. We'll see what Nick wants to do, but
it can be on yours if you want.
See how nice this man is. This is why I invite him to my channel.
He's Canadian and polite.
Yeah, and then behind my back, he talks shit about me.
Exactly.
To be fair, we all do.
That's true. That's true. I'm a piece of shit anyway. But anyway, thanks for checking out another video. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. But I appreciate all the support. And until next time, bye.